Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's the evening of Monday, the 9th of March, 2020. Welcome as you come in. I'm Roy Potter, and I had to do another one of these already. I had a subscriber. I'm on the road, so you'll hear quite a bit of noise. I had a subscriber send me a statement, and I've quoted it on the community posts here on my channel, along with some comments. And I thought I'd go. I want to cover that real quick and some other things. And before I get to that, the number one thing is this: President Trump very likely has been exposed to the coronavirus. Now, if the coronavirus has been made into a bioweapon to go after the elderly, guess what? Now, have there been countermeasures put in place by Walter Reed or somebody else in case this happens? Well, I don't know. But as it stands now, he was exposed at CPAC, and he's also been exposed apparently today on Air Force One by Representative Matt Gaetz, who apparently is now self quarantined on Air Force One. I wonder how that works out. Internal air conditioning and all of that, the pressurization and all. Troubling. So what's happened now? You also saw the stock market. What's happening with it? So all of our predictions again, whether the coronavirus is a danger to everyone, or if it's just a danger primarily, at least to the strains that we're aware of, to Oriental males, older ones in particular, I don't know. But it's definitely, I mean, Italy now, apparently, not just the northern area around Milan, but apparently all of Italy now is on medical martial law. That's what I just saw on IntelliHub from Shepard Ambellis. I haven't been able to check that, but he's usually pretty accurate, and it wouldn't surprise me a bit. I mean, there are a lot of things that are going on, and I don't want to get focused on the coronavirus to the point that we don't realize what's happening. I'm very upset that Trump lost the initiative early on in his presidency, and I'm very upset that he has an AG like Barr. I don't think there are going to be any arrests, and we've already talked about that. And I'm not here to talk about that today, but I've been making some posts on Twitter about that. If Trump were serious about fixing where we are now, I mean, considering that Obama probably gave this coronavirus chimera to China, to their bioweapons situation, I don't know that that's true exactly, but that's apparently what the evidence is showing. There's no reason for Trump not to move and start arresting all these deep staters. So what I wrote in my notes is, if Trump were serious, arrests of the deep state, Soros, Obama, etc., would already be in motion because of this. This is a bioweapons attack on the United States. This is an act of war. And even if the Chinese didn't mean to do it, how long did they have to take people and send them all around the world, including the United States, infected like that? And if it wasn't an act of war, it's an act of gross incompetence. And regardless, it was our people that apparently gave them this thing. The weapon, I mean, the bioweapon. And how many more have they given them? I mean, the Clintons gave them, ballistic missile technology back in the 90s. Trump's not acting. And I'm really upset at him. And plus, as Mike Cernovich said today, he's missed a grand opportunity on this coronavirus to stop all immigration. I swear, the guy. I was talking with a lady who does these videos on YouTube, and she says, Trump's an idiot savant. He's real good at his building, his real estate, but he knows absolutely nothing about anything else. And I agree. Maybe some financials, but I'm beginning to even wonder about that. All right. So why hasn't he taken any other actions, especially guarding himself against this thing? Well, I don't know. But now we have a situation where if they couldn't get him out any other way, maybe the coronavirus is going to do it, Maybe so. Maybe so. But then I got to get to the topic of my video today. This person that sent me this, as I was saying, a subscriber sent me a very, very good tweet, a DM actually, or an answer to one of my statements. And this is what he said, and I've quoted it already on the community board here on my post on my channel, but I want to read it to you. I want to quote it because these aren't my words. These are his or hers. I'm not sure if it's a guy or a girl, but it absolutely says what's wrong with this entire Trump cult. This is it. I mean, no, I don't like the Dems doing what they're doing. I don't like the deep state doing what they're doing. But why is Trump not acting? Why? Because I'm going to read it. This is what this person wrote to me. Quote, Trump is the opioid to the pain of tyranny, not the cure. Unquote. Let me read that to you again. Quote, Trump is the opioid to the pain of tyranny, not the cure, unquote. So in other words, as I've been saying, it's apparent that he was put here to placate us, to anesthetize us. While this whole thing went forward, because notice how many bad things are starting to happen now in the spring of 2020, late winter, early spring of 2020. I'm pretty disgusted. And now, to make sure that his actions, whether he did it with complicity with the deep state and the intelligence community and all these others, or if he did it out of ignorance, he might be dead from this coronavirus, or at least incapacitated within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Not real smart. Not real smart. And then there goes any hope of restoring the republic, which is probably, like I said, been a placation anyway, that there was never any intent to do that. I hear all these people lauding Trump about all the great things he's done. No, he sold our heritage. He sold our birthright for money, for a bowl of porridge. That's what's happened here. And he didn't act against the real criminals, traitors, seditionists, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, I think things are looking pretty bleak right now. I think it's no, it's not just the flu tinfoil hat. Don't you get it? Potter's a shill. If I got any of my mods on there, throw that insight video out of here. My history long proves that I'm no shill asshole. Now, the important thing now is that if there are no arrests immediately, then this thing is done. This thing is done. They will have committed basically what an assassination is against the President of the United States, who may have been going along with this anyway. I really don't know, but the fact of the matter is it doesn't matter whether he was going along with it willingly or not. The fact is it happened. Now, as far as this thing being just flu, don't you see what's happening? We've had flu for years and years, but governments have never shut down like this just because of the flu, at least not to this extent. Don't you get what's going on? If the leaders of these countries aren't complicit in this because they can see it as a way to institute control, institute new policies that they don't have to have their social safety nets paying for these older people or these sick people, don't you get what's going on? You got to stop saying it's not the flu or that it is just the flu. Damn. You know, Americans have really not got it. You want things to be good. You know, it's just like Isaiah said, you want things taught to you that are easy to understand. You need to hear, good things. Teaching to us lies and deceit so we feel good about ourselves. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And if that's what you want to hear, you need to go somewhere else now. Okay? This is bad. This is getting to the point you're going to see some things happen on this shutdown of the stock market, okay? Now and the supply chains from California. I've already told you that I have friends that can't get their product and they depend on it from China for their living. They can't get it. That's going to get worse and worse. A story came out today about pharmaceuticals. India makes a lot of our pharmaceuticals. Oh, that's good, isn't it? Well, guess where they get all their raw materials, ladies and gentlemen? China. And they can't get them. So you keep laughing about calling this just the flu. And I'm telling you, it doesn't make any difference. Plus, if it is a chimera, if it is a bioweapon that's been bioengineered to take out people like Trump at his age, like I said, he could be easily incapacitated in the next couple of days or week, possibly even die from it. So you go ahead and say it's just the flu. Stupidity, there's an old saying, wisdom is justified of her children. That's a scripture. Wisdom is justified of her children. Well, guess what? Stupidity proves through its children. So have at it, everybody. I gotta go. I got a long way to go. You're a firing liar. You're the U.S. is going down, ladies and gentlemen, with the wrong attitudes of all these people here, with the stuff, and I don't mean all of you. The U.S. is going down. You better be prepared. You better be prepared. One way or the other, they're throwing the Bill of Rights out the window. Your perfect law of liberty, your independence, your liberties, which have been going down the drain for a long time, but they're also coming for everything else you got, including your lives. This is a horrible situation we've got going here. Bad situation. Now I'm going to be driving, and I'm not going to try to read the comments in the chat. I'm not going to do that. But I figured I'd sat there long enough. So I'm headed out west from Salt Lake again. I've got some things to do out there. Not anything nefarious. All right. Nothing like that. I'm taking background pictures for possible movies. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, things are heating up in a lot of ways. If the stock market doesn't turn around, and I doubt that it will, not without the plunge team doing something which is going to be very, very ineffective in the long run, because they can't keep doing that, number one. And number two, if there continues to be these runs on the stores, you may have waited too long to get ready for this thing. All right? Okay, I got to go. I'll try to check the chat maybe a little later. All right? All right, we'll see y'all later. Take care.